As coronavirus cases surge around the country, there is a new focus on young people who make up a growing number of infections. Some are partying at beaches and bars like there is no pandemic at all. In Michigan, for example, health officials say 113 COVID-19 cases are now linked to just one reopened bar in Ingham County. Those infected range in age from 18 to 28 years old, the definition of young. David Begnaud is looking into how young people's attitudes about the virus may be fueling its spread. He's in Miami Beach, which is a coronavirus hotspot, of course. David, good morning. Some young people just do not seem to be taking this seriously. What did you learn?
Well, some are, and you'll hear from them in a moment. Look, Tony, I was flying from California to Florida yesterday when the governor mentioned young people and how he thought them interacting was contributing to the spread of the virus. Just last night, the mayor of Miami-Dade County signed an order closing all restaurants of 8 or more people because he said they were turning into bars after midnight. This story is not to preach at young people, but we went and got the facts for you. We talked to a doctor, and we also listened to young people. Watch.
I'm not too scared of getting sick.
From the West Coast in San Francisco.
It's not gonna really stop me from going out.
To the East Coast in Boston.
I just personally don't care.
Yeah, why is that?
I haven't got sick yet.
And down south in Atlanta.
I'm definitely seeing a lot fewer people wearing masks.
Young people are out enjoying the warmer weather. But according to health officials, they might also be spreading and contracting the coronavirus as people pack into parks, beaches, restaurants, bars, and even concerts. Cases are rising in at least 37 states, with surges among young people linked to everything from fitness classes to summer fraternity parties.
They may be indirectly hurting people by infecting someone who then infects someone who then infects someone who's vulnerable.
In Arizona, nearly half of the coronavirus cases are people 20 to 44 years old. Last week, President Trump held a rally in the state where a crowd of around 3,000 people were mostly young and maskless. In Hays County, Texas, about 30 miles outside of Austin, young adults make up more than half of all cases. In the state of Florida, which is a coronavirus hotspot, the highest number of cases are among people between the ages of 25 and 34 years old.
If I get it, then you live with your consequences.
Boyan Adonosovsky lives in West Palm Beach, Florida. The 25-year-old salesman told us he wears a mask in places where it's required, but he doesn't want coronavirus to stop him from living life.
I need something to unwind. Some people like reading, some people like working out. I like, going and seeing other people as well. Now, if I had to go out and do that with a face mask, right? If they required it to wear a face mask, sure, I'll do that. But if they don't require it, I would choose not to.
What have you observed over the last few weeks as it pertains to COVID-19 in Florida?
The age of cases is what is most remarkable. That has been dropping steadily.
Dr. Charles Lockwood is Senior Vice President of University of South Florida Health. He's administered more than 300 coronavirus tests himself, and he is alarmed by the spike among young people.
It really is consistent with what we've been observing, which is incredible non-compliance with wearing face masks, social distancing, particularly among young adults and teenagers.
As a doctor, are you at a point where you still are trying to get through to those people?
I think that we need to accept the fact that young folks have a different way of looking at life. The problem is that while you may not die, and you may not even know you're sick, you may be killing other people.
If my parents were to get sick, I would not be able to live for myself.
Sophia Carrion lives with her parents in Los Angeles, and she says she's strict about social distancing and wearing the mask. The 23-year-old has a message to other young people who are not taking the virus as seriously.
It's not just about you. I think that's a big mindset just people have. Oh, if I get it, I'll be fine. It's just the flu. Maybe, but you don't want to pass it to someone who could be more vulnerable and more susceptible.
I was watching an interview yesterday with an ICU doctor here in Miami who said the patients he's treating today are younger and they're sicker. Here's a fact for you from Florida. 2 17-year-olds have died here, and I was just reading the story of one of them. Her name was Carson. She had dealt with cancer as a child. And so we wear a mask for people like her, for our parents, our grandparents, Gail, we do it for our colleague Cindy, who's with us this morning on this live shot, the audio engineer who survived breast cancer. We do it for them in hopes that they'll do it for us.
I know, Cindy, you're absolutely right. I say this, David, we were all young people once. You're still a young person, but we were all young people. So if you don't want to do it for yourself, do you love your mom, your dad, your grandma? Please do it for them. This is such, I think we need to figure out a way to have Anthony Fauci on a loop somewhere playing over and over and over again. This is very serious stuff. Thank you, David, very much. And hello to Cindy.